Turn me up. This is
coming to you from the heart of the Pacific, brought to you by Paulie by Design.
respected at all times.
Broadcasting from San Francisco, California, the city by the bay.
It's about to go down.
We shine on positive Pacific Islander role models every Sunday.
Party on a Sunday.
From 10 a.m. to noon, it's time for the iconic Faika podcast with your hosts,
Listening to
Naki and Carl.
What's up, Naki?
What's up, Carl?
It's Labor Day weekend.
I know. Yay.
You do anything special in the Moley house, the Moley home for Labor Day?
No.
You
Chill out.
barbecue?
Barbecue, maybe.
Mostly going to barbecue?
Yes.
Uh-huh. The diet man, the skinny man's going to barbecue?
Yeah.
What willpower that guy has through this whole thing. He's been around food that I'm sure he desires, but he's been able to
Oh,
to
he
lock
eats
it up.
it. He eats it. He just portion control.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
just saying in his journey of losing 75 pounds, he's
Yeah.
been around
Yeah.
a lot of crazy food.
Yeah, he has. So, oh well.
Well,
That's life. You have to adjust.
yes, you do.
Yeah.
As we definitely, the entire world found out in 2020. It's
Oh, my
life.
God.
You got to adjust.
You have to adjust.
So this is FICA Season 5, Episode 46.
Uh-huh.
It is the 248th day of 2021.
Oh, my
This
gosh.
year's just flying by. I mean,
I know.
we're well into September at this point. Got some crazy things going on.
Yep,
Today we're going to talk about Snacky with Naki.
Yeah.
Journey to Empowerment just happened on Friday. I know you participated in that.
Mm-hmm.
And Tani Elisara,
Yeah.
white coat ceremony. And yeah, I think that's our we're going to talk about Koviki Talk, the show that we had this week that you
Mhm.
hosted solo, and
Mhm.
we're going to talk about the Texas abortion law. That's the show today. Naki, what's up?
Good morning. Good morning. So, good morning to Sister Adele, who is checking in on Facebook. Thank you for tuning in. Brother Eddie is tuning in
Eddie
also.
Umantoa.
Yes. Jenny Way, Final Folau, good morning. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Happy Labor Day weekend.
Right in the middle of it.
Right in the middle. Tomorrow we are off. I am off of work. I don't know about you. You work every day.
I got we're still dealing with Hurricane Ida
Yeah.
in my region, so I will be participating in calls and helping people, but other than that, all my normal Monday stuff is off the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah. So you work every day, all day. So, geez, yesterday we did Snacky with Naki. You and I went to Joy of Eating in Sassoon.
Just I live my life by that saying,
Mhm.
joy of eating.
Joy of Eating. Yeah, that's my
I
life
have
in a
plenty of joy
nutshell.
of eating, whether I go to Joy of Eating
Yes.
or not. But it's a cute little place in downtown Sassoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we got there and it was busy, a little bit busy. Round 15 of Snacky with Naki, and I've just been slow in getting to these places because there's a pandemic going on, and my asthma has been really bad because of the smoke. Excuse me. Jeanette Neves, good morning for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in on Facebook.
It was packed when we got there.
It was packed when we got there. Everybody that was standing in line was masked up. And we sat down. Deanna Welch, good morning.
Good morning, Deanna.
So we sat down. Well, first it was crowded and we were sitting and we were watching is he a busboy, a server, waiter?
Well, so that's what really struck us about him.
Yeah.
He cleaned up the table. He took us to the table. So
Right.
he cleaned the table, took us to the table, which is kind of more the
Yeah.
hostess kind of job.
Yeah.
Extremely friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And he got us our drinks, got us settled, got us menus.
Right.
I mean, he was really, and they were so busy at that point and we actually saw other people that didn't get the same. They were just too busy for that, but he did
Yeah.
everything he could in his power to make sure that we got sat and situated.
Yeah. So I have to give Mena the video and the audio for her to work on that. So you'll see that this week sometime. Monday, hopefully. Tuesday
get it
at
to her
the
first.
latest. I got to get it to her. Good morning, Shelby and Patrick Sal. So we did Snacky with Nacky. The guy was so nice. There was a little language barrier when we were talking. We had a waitress who was very nice too, but we just felt drawn to Arturo,
Right.
who was the
Do it all.
do
Jack
it
of
all
all
guy.
trades.
Yeah, he was cleaning the tables, sitting people, taking their drinks, and there was a little language barrier when we talked to him. So luckily, the table next to us they spoke Spanish,
Mhm.
and so they translated a lot of what we did. So you'll see that this week, and it was well deserved. He was doing a great job. So
Yeah, I don't know exactly if he understood what was going on in
yeah.
the beginning,
Mhm.
but because of the couple that was sitting beside us,
Yes.
they helped us explain to him what he was doing, and you gave him some big dollars.
Yeah, we tipped him $720 and he was like so grateful. And I think it just kind of threw him that he got $720. And so he was smiling the whole time when I was counting out the $100 bills. So it was really nice. And I love that Snacky with Nacky gets to do this to essential service who have been working through the pandemic and just putting up with all the, we're closed, we're not closed, we're doing indoor dining, we're doing outdoor dining. So it was really good. So Billy Palimene, good morning.
Good morning, Billy.
Thank you for tuning in. So that was Snacky with Nacky. You'll see the video this week. M.A.N.A will chop it up and make it pretty.
Do her magic.
Do her magic.
Her M.A.N.A magic.
Her M.A.N.A magic. So Leah Boassa, who is part of the PPD team, she is also, I don't know, a decorator.
Flip It Girl.
Flip It Girl. So she started an Instagram page called Flip It Girl, where she's gotten, I think I posted a couple of stuff, but she takes furniture that she finds either for free or garage sales for like 10, $20, and she flips it and gives it like a little PI twist to it. And then she sells it. And her work is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I would
love
say
it.
that. So she cleans it up.
Mhm.
She painted if it needs to be. So she does, like, she upgrades the item from whatever
Right.
it is. But then, yes, she does give it a Pasefika twist.
Yes.
And I think that, just thinking out loud here in front of everybody, that we probably need to get her more involved in the media content, because I think that's something that, people need to see us doing, right?
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
something that when you think about, we always talk about the electricians or
Yeah.
or whatever it is that we do. There's probably some people that need to see that, hey, I could do that.
Yes. Yes. And she does a great job. She's been doing backyards like she did Manu Muasao's backyard. She turned it into like a comfortable place for them to hang out. And so she came over to my house this week, Friday, and I want to redo my backyard because it is a mess.
It looks a lot
dead
better
grass.
than it did like a year ago.
Yeah,
The
it
fence is
just
like
Mo
there's
redid the
things that
fence.
are better about it, but
Right.
yeah, she's gonna put the
Yeah.
cherry on top when she
So
gets done.
we've been waiting for the fence to get repaired, and it took Mo a minute because it was winter, and then we had COVID and the pandemic, and wood apparently
Oh my
is
gosh.
hard to find because of the pandemic. So many people have been doing home projects, and so I'm guessing that it's been hard to come by. So
Lumber is expensive.
yes, excuse me. So lumber is expensive. Yeah, it's expensive. So Mo redid the whole fence of our backyard, the side, the back, and the other side. And so we waited for that to be done. And as soon as he was done, I had Leah come over and she took pictures and did measurements and told me what I needed and then our thoughts and stuff. And so I'm looking forward to that. She does a great job.
Did it all make sense? Are you excited about, like, did you see, was she able to paint the picture of what it's going to be?
She was asking us what spaces, like there's a space in our backyard that the kids take the projector back there and watch movies. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
the Moley home does so many different things that they have
Right.
movie night where they actually
Yeah.
go out in their backyard
And
and have a big
fire.
screen
Yeah.
and a monitor or a projector.
Yes.
So getting that backyard cleaned up is going to be something the whole family could enjoy.
Yes. So she, I told her what area the kids all watch movies, Mo, and And then she said, we're going to have a sitting area and this is the blah, blah, blah. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to take a minute, so I'm excited about that. So she doesn't do landscaping. She just like the grass area where it is dead. So we're going to put fake grass back there.
I'm on that kick.
Yeah.
I am
I
on that
love
kick.
fake grass.
Fake grass looks good every day,
Right.
all day. All you got to do is kind of brush it out. You don't have to water it, which if we're talking about our footprint, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Our like taking care of the environment,
Mhm.
you don't have to water it. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
It's and you don't have to maintain it.
Right.
And that's the big thing with like that's what Nicole's trying to do that with our yard.
Yeah.
Like we want to do something with the front, we want to do something with the back, and she hates it when I get involved because I'm like, I just want bark and
Yeah.
rock.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to do anything. And she's like, well,
Yeah.
not to that extreme, but yeah, like we want less of we have to water it,
Yeah.
we have to trim it, we have to do all those kind of things because we don't do that.
Yeah. And Adele is asking if she's a landscaper. She's not, but what she tells you, she gives you ideas. Like there's a part in our backyard where there's stones that are up against the trees. I'm sorry. And she suggested that we get wood and build like I don't know, like a little fence to hold all the planters and stuff
Okay.
and the dirt. So we're doing that.
People that do that can see they can see what could be. I have a hard time seeing what it could be. You know what I mean? Like I look at it,
Yeah.
and even Nicole can say, like, if we did this, we took that planter box out and made it flat and did this, we did that, all stuff that I would never be able to think of myself unless somebody were sitting there pointing it out. And that's something that Leah's really good at.
Yeah,
Leah's
she
really
is.
good at saying you could do this and you could do that.
Yeah. So everything she tells me I'm doing because I can't decorate for nothing. I just have, here's the couch, here's the table, done. Right. And so, and if you go into Leah's home, like when she lived at the other house, everything is, she has an eye for stuff. So I'm going to go with whatever she tells me to do. So go check out her Instagram page. It's at Flip It Girl, and it's flip_it_GURL. She's doing great work. So that is, I'm excited, and I am looking forward to a backyard we can hang out in. And then my front door, if you walk in, when you're coming into the front of my house, I have a big open area, and it's just there. You walk through the gate, and then there's the steps, and that big space I have in front of my house. So she's going to put a sitting area there and possibly some chairs and just somewhere for us to sit. So I'm looking forward to that. And she did a great job. So
Sunga will like that too.
Yeah. And so I'm sorry that I'm coughing and stuff. I have that smoke that is going on in Sacramento has really like kicked my asthma up to like crazy, no breathing shit. So
I was talking to T in Salt Lake City this week, and he was saying that they got a ton of the smoke. It just blew over that's over the Sierras.
Yeah.
And then just straight out into the desert. Salt Lake City's got a ton of smoke from us.
Right.
So
right.
it's that, and that's every year thing now.
Yeah.
It's not something that I remember when it was bad. We, the fires, like 4 or 5 years ago, like those are really bad fires. And, ever since then, it's just been year after year after year. It's like fires are just something that a horrible thing every year. California
it's part of our life, right? Yeah. But I have to say, and that my asthma, I never had asthma until I had to do treatment for cancer. And then it was just like, in case you have breathing problems. And then I got COVID, and COVID, extremely fucked up my lungs, right? And so now, I get my lungs checked every 3 months. I use my asthma pump more than I'd like to. So because of COVID, which I don't mess around with COVID, and I get people they have their own ideas about COVID. In reality, for Pacific Islanders, my whole family caught COVID, and mine was severe because of my immune system. My immune system is compromised. So, I don't mess around. I don't really go to big gatherings. If I do, I'm super careful, or I'll go and sit in the car somewhere if we go to a funeral, I'm usually sitting in the car. But I'm very careful because I almost died. So
Right.
I'm not trying to mess with that. I'd like to stick around for a minute if you don't
Got
mind.
more stuff to do.
Yeah, I got stuff to do. So my lungs have been fucked up because of the smoke. That's the only way I can describe it. Sorry.
It's accurate.
Sorry, I'm dropping the F-bomb so early. But that's just it. So I'm coughing, I'm walking around, I'm masked up. I test every week for COVID. So I'm negative this week. I was negative last week. So if I cough around you, it's just an asthma cough. You take it as you want.
I get a text message every week. Whoop, whoop.
Yes,
Negative.
negative. And then I do my dance. So hi, Pauline. Thank you. So Pauline's checking in. So that was that. My niece, Tani Elisara, my brother Junior's daughter. Junior passed away suddenly like 5 or 6 years ago. And so Elu, they call him, his name is Elu Elisara Jr. And, you know, if you're not PI, people say Elu. It's kind of funny. So his daughter Tani, this week, she had her white coat ceremony at UC San Diego Medical School. So I'm super proud, and it was aired on YouTube, so the whole family got to watch, and we were bawling away watching it. The white coat ceremony, I was like, "What is the white coat ceremony?" It's the rite of passage for medical students. So they get their coat, and it's like the beginning. It's like the beginning of their medical career. And so during the ceremony, a doctor or doctors place the jacket on you, and you supposed to take the Hippocratic
oath.
Yes,
Yeah.
oath. And so it's a significant entrance into the medical profession.
Nice
and so,
with Naki coming up with the Hippocratic oath.
Yes. So I'm super proud. She's going to be a physician, a doctor. I don't know her field. I should have been paying attention more, but I was just so proud
Naki
and bawling and crying. Yes.
She's going to be a doctor.
Yeah, she's going to be a doctor. And so our whole family is so proud of her. We're proud of all our nieces and nephews, but this was really big, and it's special for us because our brother is not here to celebrate. I'm sure he's celebrating in heaven. So, you know, there was a lot of boo-hooing and crying, and we had our group text message going on the whole ceremony. So my sister Ginger did a great job of carrying on since Junior passed. So it was a happy occasion. So I was happy about that.
And I think the piece of it being a doctor, right? That's great for everybody. It's great for her too. But it's like celebrating such hard work and dedication to, you know, I'm going to go beyond high school. I'm going to go beyond the 4-year degree, beyond, you know what I mean? Like it's a end of a lot of hard work and something that somebody's worked on for a really long time. Mm-hmm. So when you get that, we're as PIs, we're all happy anytime anybody becomes a doctor. But in that moment, it's just about how hard they've worked.
Yes,
it's kind of that end of that educational road.
Yeah. And we were watching it. Sister Easter, good morning.
Good morning, Easter.
Good morning, Nellie. Nellie's checking in from Washington State. So Tani, I was telling Mo, I ran downstairs because we got a group text from my nephew Juice, her brother, and he's like, "Oh, here's Tani's white coat ceremony. Here you go." So I run downstairs to put it on the big TV so we could watch it. And Mo's like, "What's going on? I couldn't even speak. I was so choked up. And I was like, Tani, pointing at my phone, Tani, YouTube. I was like, Tani, YouTube, and started crying. And Mo was like, okay. So we put it up. So it was really good. It was just proud. I'm a proud auntie. There you go. What can I say? Friday was Journey to Empowerment. Every first Friday of the month, Journey to Empowerment. Put on by Nani Wilson and Lulu Masina, Essence of M.A.N.A, Asian American Recovery Services. They have like a safe space every Friday, first Friday of the month, where you can join via Zoom. And then they have different topics. And so it was a really good, they talked about mental health, the big part, and it's Suicide Prevention Month. So we talked about that and how you're doing and how can we help, or what are some things to help. And so it was really good. Like I love that space because it's so calming, and it's a great way to end my week. So there was a lot of great people on talking. It's a safe space. Anything that they discuss in there doesn't leave the room unless you talk about, the person that's actually talking about it, but it's a good place to share and come together and talk about mental health and whatever you talk. We were talking taboo topics and just, we did a lot of surveys. And so it was really good. I really enjoyed Journey to Empowerment.
They do a good job of
They do a
keeping it,
great job.
the few, early on in the pandemic,
Mhm.
it didn't happen. You know what I mean? And then they started back up, and it was like Zoom.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to do this on Zoom.
Yeah.
And every time it's some,
They take it up a
they
notch.
take it up a notch, and it's engaging every time.
Yeah. Lulu does a
So
great job.
it's just one of those things where they find ways to do that. So shout out
Yeah.
to Lulu
Yes.
and Sister Nani for
Yes.
keeping that program going.
Right.
For
Especially
one,
during this time.
and then making it engaging when people tune in.
Yeah. So it was a great, I love Journey to Empowerment. Check it out every first Friday of the month. And I always post the flyer. So go check it out. Good morning. Sister Florence Massoli is checking
Good
in on
morning,
Facebook.
Flo.
Good morning, Flo. So I seen a whole bunch of pictures of the Amu
I thought you
backpack
were going to talk
giveaway
about Pani
yesterday.
Popo
Oh,
because you
Pani
said
Popo.
Flo. And
Yes.
I saw
Yes. Well, Flo Massoli, who is on Facebook, she posted a picture of her making pangi popo. And I love food. So if I'm scrolling on Facebook, if I see food, I'm stopping. Oh, yeah, 100% I'm stopping. So she made pangi popo. And I was like, call me when it's done. And then I fell asleep and woke up. But it looked really good. And so hopefully I'll get a chance to get over there and try it. Who
It
knows?
did look really good.
It looked really good. So Amu, all my Usos had their backpack giveaway yesterday.
Mhm.
We weren't able to make it because we were eating and then it was too late to go across. But it looked like a huge, huge success.
Yeah.
It was
Thanks to SCDC for, hosting the venue.
Yes.
And they had vaccinations there. They had the blood drive. They had the backpack giveaway.
Yep.
Again, it's whoever's going to save us. No one's going to save us but
Yeah.
us.
Nobody's going to save us but us.
Great
Exactly.
example of that yesterday.
Yeah, so I seen a lot of people giving blood yesterday. I seen my niece Sophia and her boys, DJ, Jonah, and Jaden they took pictures of them inside giving blood. It was an awesome thing to see that the kids giving and knowing what it means. It means you're saving lives. So the blood drive was a huge success yesterday. So big shout out to all my Usos and all the great work that they're doing. Faltasi was there. Asian American Recovery Services was there. It was a bunch of great community groups together at SCDC doing great work. So big shout out to Amu. And then I was like, I don't got nothing. I got lots of stuff. Huh?
We got lots of stuff every week.
This week. So this month is, like I said, Suicide Prevention Month. Not to be a downer, but there's an 800 number, 800-273-TALK, 8255. If you want to talk or if you know somebody that might need help, there's the number. I may or may not put it up. Who knows? 1-800-273-8255. Also, it's Lymphoma and Leukemia Awareness Month. This is my month because I'm lymphoma queen. And so September, which is also my birthday month. So the month of September rocks all month long, all year long. So there you go. We have, tons of September baby. Mo was born in September. Myself, Sister Flo, Linda. I mean, there's a bunch of awesome, amazing people born this month. So
happy 30th birthday to all the ladies out there.
Yes, there you go. Good job. Good job. So yeah, lots and lots of stuff happened this week. And I was like, when I get started talking, I'm like, dang, I don't got nothing. And then I ramble on for like 20 minutes. So
that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's all. That's all I got. Faika. Yeah, Faika about our shit. How about you? How was your week?
My week was a rough week. We had really good news. Nicole had her surgery, and then she had a biopsy done of her lymph node, and we got those results back this week. She is cancer free.
Yay! Whoop,
So
whoop, whoop, whoop.
Being done with cancer, she still got radiation to go.
Yeah.
She still has some treatment to follow up, but everything looks like the surgery was a success. The tumor is removed.
Yay.
The sentinel nodes show no cancer. So she's got, I think probably a month of radiation to go.
Mhm.
But, the end result of that's going to be cancer free.
And they do radiation just to make sure they get everything.
They do, yes, radiation to make sure that if there was anything emanating out from the the tumor
Mhm.
that it has gotten to. But the big sign is that the lymph nodes show no cancer,
That's
and that's really
awesome.
where it's going to.
That's really great news, and I think a lot of is Nicole's mindset, and she's so educated on cancer. So I think that helped a lot too. And then all the prayers that people have been sending out, 100%.
Yeah, she had. She's very spiritual in that
Mhm.
sense, and she at one point she was saying, look, I want to be able to participate in that, so I'm holding off on the prayers and all that until a certain point.
Yeah.
And then I had posted on it the day that she said, okay,
Yeah.
let's get all the positive energy and the prayers
Positive
going.
vibes. Yeah.
Woo. And she said, she absolutely felt it.
Yeah.
The Facebook post, I think, got like 300
That's
reactions, over
awesome.
100 comments, just prayers, thoughts,
Mhm.
positive energy, all those things that are needed, felt, and appreciated. So that was kind
That's
of
awesome.
it was a good
That's
good
great
thing to
news.
get, but it
Mhm.
was stressful to get to that point.
Right.
I think seeing our loved ones go through stress and anxiety is
Mm.
tough. And you and I have talked about that
Yeah.
from the standpoint of being the object of everybody's worry,
Yeah.
right? And then this was kind of seeing it from the other side.
Mm.
So now she's the one that's dealing with the things, and I'm trying to figure out, how do I show
How do I
up?
help?
Right. How do I
Yeah.
not do,
Too
too
much.
much or be overbearing or, those kind of things. So that was, end result was a good thing. It was
Yes.
stressful. Work has been absolute. Hurricane Ida, I have for my job, I have Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, part of Missouri, part of New Mexico. So that whole southwest center piece of the country, right where Hurricane Ida
Everything
hit.
is. Yeah.
So it's where every day, Saturday, Sunday, all the way through the week, I've worked. But for the 5 days between Monday and Friday were 14-hour days.
Yeah.
And so by the end of Friday, Journey to Empowerment, you and I were trading messages,
Yeah,
and
I
I was
know.
like, I am cooked. I
Yeah.
am literally going to get in front of the TV, and I don't even care what's on.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit and veg out. But the tough part for me this week has been the self-care piece. The smoke is still out there. My phone calls start at like 4:30, 5 in the morning. And that's really when I want to walk in the summer, is I want to walk before it gets too hot. Well, I've got like this 3-hour block between 4 and 7 a.m. That's all hurricane conference
Time.
calls
Yeah.
and, one-on-one calls with people to get them their aid applications and those kind of things in. So by the time that gets over with and my
Mhm.
normal 9 to 5, my day job starts, where I've got all my other stuff to do, um, it's warm, and I've already missed one of the windows for walking. So
Yeah.
this coming week, I don't know if I'm gonna find a way to get my walks in, because that was one of the things that I just feel like I'm missing this week.
Yeah. I'm glad. You and I text all day, all night. We'll talk a couple of times, but just because,
Yep.
just because we have a business, where we have stuff we have to work
And
on.
beyond
So
that, we love to harass each other.
pretty much that's basically all we do. So it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, and usually I'm up at 3:40, laying there. But at 4 o'clock in the morning, you're up answering calls, like in Texas and Louisiana, and all your people that you need to get help to. So
I was on calls several days, and there were people from Columbus that were talking about, it's early out there, and they're talking about Texas. And my business partner at one point was like, yeah, Carl's in California. And there's just a blank empty space on the call from the person in Columbus. I was like, what time is it over there? It's 4:45.
oh my God.
It's
Yeah.
4:45 when we start these calls. But it's all worth it, because
Right.
really what we're doing, like, example I'd give, I think we have 317 associates, and we accounted for 315 of them. So there are 2 that we're still out there trying. We believe they're okay.
Right.
But we actually have the asset protection team at our corporate office, which they do a lot of video review and all the things that
Right.
go on with investigations.
Mhm.
They're on social media. They're on social media trying to find the
Mhm.
people. So a big portion of the people we found their phones either was a bad number or they didn't have their phone.
Oh, geez.
And some of our team was able to find them on social media and contact them and make sure that
Oh,
they're
nice.
okay. And then we cross them off the list. They're healthy. They're fine.
Good.
So it's been a really good effort by the company to get out there for the associates, but it's been a haul. It's been
Yeah.
a
It
lot
sounds
of work.
crazy. Like, I can't imagine being in all that. Like, I think we had this discussion before of like, people are like, oh, you're in California, earthquakes, but
Fires,
like
smoke.
now. But they have hurricane season.
Yeah.
So I think they're used to it where we're like, oh my God, but it's probably like that for them when they hear earthquake,
Yeah.
like we get a little rumble and we're like, 3.2,
Yeah,
like,
yes, our threes don't even count. That's barely even an earthquake. And that's because we're numb to earthquakes.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I've had people come over. I remember when we were in high school, we ended up staying at a tournament and Piedmont, Oakland area was in the tournament. So we ended up going there and staying, if you're the center fielder, you stayed with the center fielder, if you're a catcher. And there was people from Nevada. I can't remember, but there were some of the people not from Northern California. And we were in the home eating breakfast and things started to rattle and you could tell who's from Northern California because they kind of look around and just we were eating cereal. I remember it. And people just kept eating the cereal, except for the people that weren't from the Bay Area or Northern California. They were completely frozen. Like, what do we do? Do we run outside? Get under a table? What do we do? And everybody from Northern California is like, we relax and finish our breakfast.
Yeah.
Like, this is an earthquake.
Yeah,
but
not a major.
It's not anything to freak out about. But I think that's kind of something you grow up with in Northern California.
You're used to it.
3.0, 3.2s.
I'm sure they're used to it too. Just, how to prepare, how to lock up their house, how to, stuff is above ground. I'm sure all important papers are above ground, like probably on like second floor and board up this and board up that. But still, it's kind of scary to me.
We were talking to one of the stores. So the truck, we call it the truck well. It's where the truck backs up to the dock. So it's, it slants down.
Right.
And then the lip of the truck is level with the ground. So those are, those can be 6 feet deep. They fill up with water. And one of the district managers is like, yeah, make sure that your people stay out of there because the grate and the what do you call it? It gets blocked up.
Yeah.
So that's why it won't drain. The drain gets blocked up. And so that's why the water builds up. And so some people, try to get down there to clear the drain. And one of the district managers said, yeah, there can be snakes, like water moccasins and things in the water. So make sure you don't climb in the water. And of course,
I'm out.
From California, I was like, dang, I would have just thought, get in there and clear the drain. But they're used to those kind of things. They're used to, don't go in the store if there's water on the floor because, it might be electrified water. Like when the power comes back on, if you're standing in the water,
you're going to get electrified.
It could be a bad situation.
I would have never thought about it.
So those kind of things,
they know.
Right. They understand.
Right. So that's crazy to me, but you guys are doing a great job trying to get all your employees safe. So
a lot of work.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's I got to get to walking. And yeah, hopefully the air clears up so that everybody can get back outside. Yeah,
me too. Like I'm just coughing like crazy and I apologize for coughing on the mic. I'm trying to move my big ass head out of the way, but it ain't helping. So asthma is just something new that I have to live with. And it's like weird because my kids all have allergies. They've had the allergies since they were babies and the asthma spray, and which as they've grown up, they don't need it. They've grown out of it. And then here I am with all my 50 million sprays and you know what I mean? So I don't leave home without it because I'm panicky, So yeah. So that was crazy. Are you ready to go to break?
Oh, I think it's break time.
Yeah, it's break time. So the song that we're going to play is What It Do by Samu. What It Do by Samu.
There you go.
You're listening to the Faika broadcast. We will be right back.
Hola, hola, pistola, pistola. Bad, bad. Young Samu, keep it fly, keep it fly. I'm trying to make your day. Tell me, is this okay? I really hope it is. I'm finna make your mind. Let me know, is this alright? I hope it is. Said I really hope it is. I see this girl from about a mile away. Trying to figure out if I smile away. Now what would it take for me to do for an opportunity to speak with you, babe? I'm finna pick myself up to approach you. Getting my game ready as I come closer. Trying to get my words right. Say what I'm supposed to, but then baby you're so fine. What it is, what it do, what's up? Hey little mama, how it does, what's good? Pardon my lingo, but if you're single, I'm young, willing, and able, ready to mingle. What it is, what it do, what's up? Hey little mama, how it does, what's good? Pardon my lingo, but if you're single, I'm young, willing, and able, ready to mingle. I'm trying to make your day. Tell me, is this okay? I really hope it is. I'm finna make your night. Let me know, is this alright? I hope it is. Said I really hope it is. Popping tags, popping bottles, popping collars. Do it all, of course, with the blessing of your father. In the wind, we could travel like a free bird. I've been looking for perfection, now I see her. So what to do, what the biz, mama, what the deal? Come get a dose of the real with your sex appeal. And let me turn your gray skies into sunshine. I'll be your soldier on the front line. I'm trying to make your day. Tell me, is this okay? I really hope it is. I'm finna make your night. Let me know, is this alright? I hope it is. Said I really hope it is. Verse 3, let's talk a little bit more about you and me. If you find and I might, then anything is cool. Everything is smooth. My baby, baby, cool. Someone wanna tell you how I break it down now. Girl, tell me how you doing. By the way that body moving. Why? Just let me know now how it's gonna go down. And if you want to, baby, I won't be alone. What it is, what it do, what's up? Hey little mama, how it does, what's good? Pardon my lingo, but if you're single, I'm young, willing, and able, ready to mingle. I'm trying to make your day. Tell me, is this okay? I really hope it is. All I'm trying to do, I'm finna make your night. Let me know, is this alright?
And we're back. You're listening to the Faika broadcast. I'm Naki. With me, as always, is Carl.
Good morning. I
Good
like that.
morning.
I like that song.
I like that song too. Kind of pick me up, pick me up. What it do?
Why?
Well, we were talking about that. What it do? What happened to What It Do?
Yeah, the
I
What It
used to
Do.
love their stuff. They had great interviews, and I'll have to go stalk their page. What it do? Where you been? Where you been?
What you doing? What it do?
Yeah, Essence of Mana.
Essence of Mana is a 12-week course. It's by free classes via Zoom. And it's specifically for our PI community. It doesn't matter where you live because it's still virtual.
Yes.
You just got to be willing to commit to the 12-week course. For more information or to register, you can hit up Lulu Masina at 415-243-6328 or El Masina at healthright360.org. They also have Talanoa Tuesday every week at 7 p.m., hosted by Nani Wilson and Lulu Masina. This week's guest was Judge Moy Masaniai. a judge in the state of Washington.
Yes.
Amazing person.
Yeah.
Check it out on the Essence of Mana's Facebook page. All their old shows are on their Facebook page.
Yes.
This was awesome to see them
Yes.
talking to.
We love Judge Moy because he's a 49er fan.
We love
so
him in spite of
we
his poor choices in sports.
We love the judge.
He's a Giants fan. No, actually, he's not.
No.
He's a Seahawks. Mariners fan.
He's a Mariners fan and a 49er fan. Like, he can name all the players, what position they play, everything. I just love that. I love that man.
Yeah, obsession with bad things is a thing. I mean,
he's
happens.
A judge. He knows.
You're a Niners fan too.
I'm a Niners fan.
Nice people have faults.
Whatever. Judge Moy grew up in the Bay Area, so that's where it started.
And he is not a casual Niners fan.
Yeah,
he is he's hardcore.
Big time.
He knows the draft picks. He knows the depth chart. He knows, I'll give him that.
Yeah, he's awesome.
His unhealthy obsession with the 49ers is in depth.
Yeah. So he's awesome. Go check out their interview. We had him on here like 2 weeks ago, but go check out Essence of M.A.N.A. They had him on too. It's a great interview. The judge is awesome.
And if you want to know where the Niners going to end up or anything like that, go check out the show that we had with him because he goes through the entire roster.
Yeah, he goes through the entire roster. Who is on the injured list, who is not, who we picked up. I love that, Judge. Go check it out.
So
Good morning, Leah.
Good morning, Leah.
Our Leah is on.
The Matua annual Paina is happening September 11th at 1 p.m. at the Matua Clubhouse, 636 Bitrito Court in Modesto. Island-style food and entertainment, vendor booths. There's a $20 donation.
Yes.
For more information, please contact Felix at 209-740-7023. And I am wearing the
Matua shirt.
And I didn't even know.
Yes.
I wore this as a random selection.
Yeah.
And it ends up being on our agenda today.
Yeah, we had a good time. We went to one of the Matua Painas at
I don't remember where it was.
Was it Modesto? I don't forget where we went, but
it was off the beaten path, and it was awesome.
It was packed.
Eli
was the DJ. Yes.
They had bands. They had performances. Of course, they had food.
Yes. Great food. So
it was awesome.
Brother Carlos and Sister Mona are part of getting that Matua together, and Brother Felix. So they do a great job. So please go check it out. If you're in the area,
That's a week away.
It's way worth it. Way worth it. So, yeah. So I love the Matua Club because they donate they're really heavy into the community work. So, which is good.
Yeah, they do. They're involved in a lot of things.
They're involved in a lot.
With us, they do things with us. They do things with AMU.
Yes.
They partnered with. Some of the things they do reach out to SCDC.
Yes.
They're very involved with the community.
Very, very involved. So this week, all I seen on my news feed this week is the Texas abortion law. And everybody just blowing up my news feed. And I know
that's a big thing.
I know it's a big thing, but from what I see, because I try not to read too much into it because I wait to get here and ask you everything.
But get your misinformation here.
I'm guessing that they've gotten rid of, it's against the law to get an abortion in Texas.
So it's really restrictive. What it does is, so I'll ask you this. Do you know, and you may not know, but do you know how far along you were when you found out you were pregnant with M.A.N.A? Did you know how many weeks?
Yeah, I get morning sickness right away. So it was like day one. So she's been a headache since day one. She's been making me sick since day one.
How long till you took a test? When you went to the doctor and you found out how far along you were?
Probably, I don't know. Maybe by the time I went, I really thought I just had the flu with M.A.N.A. So probably, I don't know, 12
weeks, 10, 12 weeks.
Yeah.
So, that's the problem, or what's being called out with this particular law in Texas is it's 6 weeks. So the line they draw is if you can't get an abortion past 6 weeks. Most women don't know they're pregnant until later. 6 weeks.
True.
So that's one of the problems with it. But that's really the restriction. Is it 6 weeks?
Is that it? That's the only restriction?
No, that's not the big piece of it. It's not that. So Missouri has a law in 2019. Missouri enacted a law that said 6 weeks, right? Well, it got held up by the Supreme Court because it's different than the one in Texas. The one in Texas, the problem that it is in Texas is that it doesn't put it on the state to enforce. So in Missouri, they said 6 weeks and the state's going to enforce it. And the Supreme Court said, you can't do that. Got held up. This one in Texas, what they're saying is it's 6 weeks and private citizens can sue women who get an abortion.
You can't do that.
That's what the law. So the law is that citizens can sue them for up to $10,000 if they violate the law. So it takes the enforcement out of the hands of the state and it puts it into like this bounty hunter.
Crazy ass citizens.
Any citizen, right? And you can get paid up to $10,000. So from the person, from the woman who has the abortion.
But if she doesn't have it, you're screwed, right?
Well, if she doesn't have the abortion, you can't sue. But it puts the enforcement in the hands of the citizens of the, it could be crazy people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely crazy people.
So that's the difference. And that's why it went to the Supreme Court. And it doesn't necessarily overturn like Roe versus Wade. I understand that. That's the law, right? That's the legality for abortion. What it does is it puts it takes it out of the hands of the state. So then it got to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court can only rule on whether that law is constitutional, not the issue of the abortion. It is having citizens enforce it. Is that legal? And their right to sue, in America, you can sue for whatever you want.
Stupid ass shit.
So they did not overturn it. And that's the way it sits on the books right now. So there's, does that, do you understand the 8 weeks isn't new. There's states that have 8 weeks. It's that it's not up to the state to enforce. It's that it allows citizens to enforce it.
And there's a bounty on anyone involved with the process of an abortion, even an Uber driver taking someone to their appointment. That's Leah commenting.
So that's the aiding and abetting piece of the bill. And there's anybody aiding and abetting. So if you're a Lyft driver or an Uber driver and you drove somebody to the clinic, then you can be included in the lawsuit. Like you can be sued too.
Wow. That's crazy.
The CEO of Lyft has gone out and immediately made the announcement that they will cover the legal fees for any of the Lyft drivers. If they're involved, if they get sued, Lyft will pay their legal fees and pay any fines. So,
but not if they don't know. Like, you don't know why somebody is going to like Planned Parenthood or whatever organizations perform abortions. They have several services. So really, you don't know what they're going there for unless they're not going to tell the Uber driver what they're going for, right?
Right. Well, even if they did, I think the point here is that there's a big misinformation, not even a misinformation, but there's like a fear campaign out there shaking its fingers at Uber or Lyft drivers saying, you better not be, doing this. Are they going to get sued? Could they prove that they knew exactly what that person was doing? Even if you gave them a ride to an abortion clinic, you don't know whether they're going there to support somebody or if they're going, you know what I mean? Like to prove the intent. So it probably never gets to that. I think that Lyft is saying, look, telling the drivers, don't get carried away with this. We'll pay your fees.
Yeah.
We'll pay any fines.
Awesome.
So that it kind of takes away from the fear campaign.
Yeah.
I think that's the bigger thing.
Right.
I mean, how do you prove because you gave somebody a ride to the 200 block of Main Street where that happens to be?
Yeah.
They could have just said the, Planned Parenthood or whatever the clinic is because it's right next to, I don't know, a liquor store.
Right.
And they want to say that instead of a liquor store. That could be really hard to prove, but I think it's a big statement by Lyft to come out and say, don't be afraid of this.
Yeah, I think abortion is a big, people debate about it all the time. And I think it's a woman's right to decide what they're going to do with their body. I don't think it should be mandated by the state or the city or my neighbor. That's just my opinion. I'm pro-life really, but I believe that women should make up their own mind of what they're going to do with their body.
Yeah, this particular bill has to do with cardiac activity. So once there's a heartbeat, which they're saying is 6 weeks or 8 weeks, I can't remember the cutoff. Once there's cardiac activity, then they're saying that's a fetus, that's a baby. Then you can't terminate the pregnancy.
I'm sure there's all kinds of like if somebody gets raped, you know what I mean, and you don't find out until after, like, can they get an abortion? Do they have the right, or they have to? You know, I mean, there's so many crazy scenarios that
this bill does not take into account rape or incest, so it doesn't matter how the pregnancy happened. You'll be breaking the law if it's past 6 weeks. Those are the kind of things I think the nuances of the discussion. I don't know whether Texas actually thought this would, this is the way to go, or if it's just a way to get. My personal opinion is it's just a way to get the discussion out there with a conservative court. So I think that having the conservative court, I think that these kind of things are going to come up. Do they think that's actually going to, go through? Maybe not. But does it get the discussion on the table and start pushing for a overturn of Roe versus Wade? I think that's why this is here today.
Do you think it will overturn, or does it depend on who is in office?
It depends on the Supreme Court. And Supreme Court is more balanced than I think a lot of people think. The decision with this case was 5-4, and you had a conservative, George Bush appointed Supreme Court Chief Justice of the Supreme Court dissent. He was one of the 4. The 5 conservative judges voted, in favor of it. But I think it's more of a balanced court than people think. I think we have 3 conservatives, 3 liberals, and we have 3 moderates. And the moderates could go, how they go. But I think this is more of a, let's start discussing Roe versus Wade. I think there will be a legitimate challenge to Roe versus Wade in the next couple of years.
In Texas?
Either by Texas or Florida is going to they're saying they're going to do the same thing. There's other states that are going to follow suit with what Texas is doing and putting it in the hands of the citizens.
That's crazy to me.
It is pretty crazy.
That's too crazy to me. So
yeah,
I just think everybody should be able to make up their own mind of what they want to do with their own body.
I agree to a certain development level with the fetus. You know what I mean? I think there's a certain point where the fetus is viable even outside the body. I think that there's a point where there shouldn't be an abortion, but I think and I'm against abortion personally, but I don't get pregnant. So it's not, it's not for me to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're right. At a certain point, you shouldn't be able to have an abortion because the baby is sometimes, no matter, depending on how far along you are, like the baby's fully formed. So I get that. But
we're talking, 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
That's different. That's not the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. It's a crazy, crazy conversation. It's a crazy debate, and people, like, families get broken up because of it. So I don't usually speak politics or religion with family members, just because we have different opinions, and I respect everybody's opinions. So there you go.
That's a tough thing to do right now. Respecting others' opinions, that's not a popular thing.
Yeah, lately that's not a popular thing because of people are, to get vaccinated or not to get vaccinated. What is that? I mean, and I personally am vaccinated. Is my own decision to get vaccinated, and I know people that don't agree or don't want to get vaccinated. Girl, that is that is you. You don't want to get vaccinated? Well, that you can do that. But for me, I choose to be vaccinated because of my immune system. And I've also caught COVID. So if I catch it again, I know for sure I have a layer of protection that I won't die. How about that?
Give myself the best shot. That's what I want.
Yeah. I just want to give myself the best shot. So for me, I got vaccinated, and that's my choice. You have your own choice. You have your own opinion. Yes, it's a free country. You can do what you want to do when you want to do it. But so a lot of companies are making it mandatory to work for their company. You must be vaccinated, and people are like, I've seen like on TikTok, there's so many people crying on TikTok, adults talking about, I love my job, and now they're making me choose, and I don't want to, get vaccinated, so now I have to leave the profession that I love. You totally, you
Right.
can go somewhere else and work somewhere else, and that, so I don't know. It's that is another debate too.
That's
to get
tough, though.
vaccinated and not to get vaccinated.
Does a private employer have the right to your medical history? I mean, that's a question. You know what I mean? That is a legit question.
Yeah.
There is a sense of safety there, but at the
Right.
same time, my employer doesn't ask me for my measles, mumps, or rubella
Right.
vaccination.
Yeah, well, I think because the pandemic and what we're talking about now is COVID, and because we're in the we're in the middle of people dying, millions of people dying from COVID-19, and now the Delta variant. That I think now they're trying to protect the people that are working for them. But you also have like you don't have to work for them if you don't want to. I mean, it's sad to say, and like a lot of nurses that at their hospitals have asked them to get vaccinated. They choose not to, or whatever their decision is. It's sad, but we have to we have to protect ourselves. So
yeah, it's a tough discussion. What's the balance between individual rights and public safety?
It's totally a tough decision to make. I base my decision on the Pacific Islander numbers. Like, our numbers are crazy. If you are a Pacific Islander and you have underlying illnesses, the chances of you getting COVID or dying from it is high. That's the data proves that. I mean, so for me, and that's my decision. There you go. Hey, Vince from Big Goose Radio. So I was listening.
Goose Radio's on our show?
Yes.
How about that?
I love Manny and Vince. They have a show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. You got to go to their Facebook page. They're out of the state of Washington. They're also on Island City Media, so you got to check them out. But they do great work, and I love that. So the judge, Judge Moy, was first on their show. That's where I first seen the judge, and they had a great interview with the judge, and so I was like, oh my God, the judge, And then Sister Ipo went to a family reunion with the Taylors, and she got a hold of the judge and said, hey, would you, my sister has a podcast, do you mind? And he came on, and what I loved about our interview with him is that 49ers. He's a 49er, so there you go.
Oh my gosh! Did you
He's
just
a 40.
you're gonna go
He's
through?
a 49er. Yes.
There are no Niner fans watching this show.
Yeah, there's tons. So I love Big Oos Radio. Check them out Wednesday at 8 p.m. on their page. Brother, I just ordered my sweatshirt, so let's hurry it along so I can wear it next Sunday.
Big Oos Radio on our show.
Yes.
I love that. Hey,
we need to collaborate.
How do I order a sweatshirt?
Yes, we need to collaborate. You have to go to their page, click their website, and you'll see all their products.
What's their page?
It's very reasonable, and I love their stuff. Big Oos Radio. Go to their Facebook page, follow them on Instagram, listen to them on Island City Media Group. It's a great show. I love those guys. They're funny. They talk sports. They talk about community work, and a lot of their stuff is community work that they do. So I love it. I love this. I listen on Wednesdays. I have to log out. I've got to learn my lesson to log out of PBD and go on to my personal page to log on, because then as soon as I get on, they're like, PBD, which I love, but I'm in the middle of listening to their conversation and they break off to go, hey, Sister Naki, da, da, da. So it's a great show. Please, I encourage you to go listen every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
BigOosRadio253.com.
Yes.
BigOosRadio253.com. And I'm looking at a big black and red Big Oos Radio sweatshirt.
They have yellow. They have
hood.
They have yellow. They have yellow because Carl is a Pittsburgh Steeler fan. So I did see the yellow and black for you. I got the neon green and black. They have red. They have purple.
Green,
they have
those
white.
Are Seahawk colors.
No, neon green and black. No Seahawks. No Seahawks. So yeah. So I go check them out. Please go purchase their items. They do great community work. Their show is really, really entertaining. So go. Yes. And then Vince was recovering. He was ill. So I'm so glad to see they came back on Wednesday. And so it was good to see those two going at it and they're very, very funny. So I really, really encourage you to go check them out.
I am going to have Naki show me how to change to the black and yellow. Yes. I'm looking at it right now and I'm going to buy me one of those sweatshirts. We love Big Goose Radio.
We love Big Goose Radio. So please check them out. So tomorrow we have a Koviki talk with M.A.N.A Pasefika, which is Ruta and Fatima. They'll be coming on talking about, Ruta is a doula. She's a Pacific Islander doula who's helping with birthing and all the resources and the stuff that they're doing that is geared towards Pasefika people. And so I love that. She does a great job. I don't want to get too much into it because you're going to learn about it tomorrow at 5 p.m. on our Facebook page. Her and Fatima will be on talking everything about birthing and doula and breastfeeding and mothering and just everything you need to know and resources that they can help you get. So thank you so much to Ruta and Fatima who will be coming on.
I can't wait.
I can't wait. It's going to be a good show. This past week we had Kamale Brown and Mish Malsili. They came in and talked about mental health and just all the programs that they're doing. So if you missed it, go check it out. It's on our Facebook page. It's everything COVID-19 geared towards Pacific Islanders. PJ, I love PJ. PJ is on. Thank you for tuning in on Facebook.
There's a guy out there in the community doing it.
PJ works in the Bay Area, San Francisco, and he does great work every day. He does community work. He's out there hustling. He's not going to talk about it because he's too humble and too shy. But
he's one of those that don't talk about it, be about it.
Be about it. He is totally. And he has the flyest outfits whenever I see him. When we go somewhere and I see PJ, like this one, I forgot where we went, and he had this fly ass fur coat. And it wasn't real fur.
Faux fur.
Faux fur. Right. Faux. He's conscious. He's conscious about that. But he had this fur coat or, faux fur coat on. He looks so fly. I took his picture. I was like, look at this guy. Look at this guy. So PJ he's always the best dressed wherever we go. Derek Costa, thank you for tuning in this morning on Facebook. I mean, just big shout out to everyone that's tuned in this morning. We appreciate you. I know y'all got to go to church soon. So pray for us. Pray hard because I'm going to need it. I'm going to need it. Carl needs it.
Oh my gosh. I see Sister Nellie up there in Seahawk Land.
Yes.
Has called out and said, who's Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
So I would just respond by doing
that. Yeah.
That's how I would respond.
This is why he needs Jesus. He needs you to pray for him this morning. Esther Sua via Esse. Good morning.
Good morning, Esther.
Thank you for tuning in. Are we done? I mean, that was pretty good. Like I just was nonstop talking today and I was like, I don't have anything to talk about.
Just so everybody knows, before we came on the air, we were wondering if we had enough content for an hour, and now we're over an hour.
Yeah. We went over an hour a little bit, but you can find us tomorrow at 5 p.m. on our Facebook page and YouTube. Koviki Talk is everything to do with COVID-19 that's geared towards Pacific Islander information, data, resources. We talk about mental health. Koviki Talk, 5 o'clock. We're here every Sunday at 10ish, depending on when we get cameras up. And then on Wednesday, you can find us on Island City. You'll have to download the Dash Radio app, search Island City. Wednesday at 10 a.m. we are on. Also, every Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10, you can catch Q. He has his morning show. So please go follow Island City. Mona. Good morning, Mona.
Good morning, Mona.
September is National Recovery Month and also Suicide Prevention Month. We gave the suicide prevention number. Mona is doing great work in American Samoa. She is a community leader there, just pushing.
Originally from the Bay?
Yes, originally from the Bay. Her and I
She-
grew up at Treasure Island. How about that?
She gave us an interview when we were there in 2019 and
yes.
showed us around.
Yeah.
We love
So,
you, Mona.
M.A.N.A, all these amazing people that are tuned in this morning, go pray for us. Go to church. Go pray, especially for Carl. So go pray. Have a great Sunday. Thank you for tuning in this morning. We truly appreciate you. Love you so much.
Love y'all.
Hola, hola, hola,